Hi everyone, I hope everybody's fine out there. Today we're going to take a look at a piece of software that promises to take our spoken word and dictate it into a written word. It's called Dragon Naturally Speaking. I have version 12. A customer brought me the software in and asked me if I would install it on their machine for them and train it to work. So all they had to do was grab a hold of it and start using it. So obviously there must be some work involved in installing this. So I thought it'd be the perfect opportunity to share this experience with you and give you a review at the same time. I had heard about this software several years ago on a commercial, and it was a new product at the time, and I thought, wow, what a great product, but I bet it doesn't work real good, or you have to fool around with it a lot and that sort of thing. So I never really gave it a second thought. But now that the software's here and it's not in its infancy anymore as far as development, this is version 12, I figured it'd be the perfect opportunity to give it a fair try. So if you want to hang out with me, we will get started and we will learn to use Dragon Naturally Speaking version 12. Hang tight. Okay, I thought we'd take a few minutes and just take a look at these software packages and figure out what we have here. There was two of them that were given to me, and also they gave me a Dell Mini Tower that we'll look at the hardware in just a moment. First this first one, it says Dragon Naturally Speaking version 12 training video. So I'm assuming that this is probably a DVD that you can watch and learn how to install and operate their software. Why this came in a separate little case, I'm not really sure. Maybe because if you request information about the product, perhaps they send you this first. And then this box says Dragon Naturally Speaking Premier Edition Speech Recognition Software version 12. And what really interests me is how much power I'm going to need on my computer. What are the requirements? And let's see if I can find those requirements here. So it says I need a 2.2 gigahertz Intel dual core or equivalent AMD processor. That's the recommended. I have to have a minimum of 1 gigahertz Intel. The processor is 2 meg L2 cache, and the free space on a disk must be 3.2 gigahertz, 4 gigabyte for local non-version of English, and it supports Windows 7 and higher, Windows Vista XP Service Pack 3, and Windows Server 2008 Service Pack 2. They're calling for a recommended 2 gig for Windows XP of RAM, and for the Windows 7 4 gig. So that's quite a bit of RAM, but not unusual for a new computer to have. And of course you need a sound card and a DVD-ROM for installation. So those are the requirements. Let's open this box and see what's inside it. I'm not sure what this software cost. I'm not sure the retail on it, but we can look that up later here and I'll let you know. So this is the headset. It doesn't particularly feel cheap or expensive. It just has kind of a so-so feel to it. So you could use it left or right by spinning it the other way. And it has these phone jacks on it, and then it has this adapter that puts the two into one. here. I'm not sure what kind of sound card would accept that. 1, 2, 3, that's a 4-band plug on that. Okay, this is the USB adapter. So you can see that your inputs would go into here, and then it converts it to USB. Now, I really don't know if this is USB 2.0 or what it is. I didn't really see that on the paperwork. Let me see if it will say here. No, I don't see it right offhand, but I'm assuming that this will probably work as a USB 1.0. So there's the headset. It came with this adapter that I've never seen before, as far as a 4-banded 1/8 inch phone jack, but I guess they do exist, maybe for a certain kind of sound card. And it has this quick reference card that came with it as well. Shows you how to hook up the headset. And then it came with this software, this family tree. This looks like a just a bonus type of software. And then there's another video training here. Let's compare. So yes, I'm looking at the 2 part numbers here, and they're both the same, 232001. Yep, these are exactly the same. So evidently, for some reason, my customer ended up with 2 training videos, this one and the one in the package here. So that's all that is. And then the last thing is the actual software for the installation of the Dragon itself. So I'm going to take a few minutes and read this quick start guide, and then I'll meet you over at the hardware and we'll hook this up and get installing it. This is the HP mini tower that the customer wants the Dragon Naturally Speaking software installed onto. And so I've got it on the bench here, and I'm just making sure that the requirements meet the Dragon requirements. So I've got it booted up here, and I've opened up you know, the control panel, the system information, and this has 3 gig of memory, and it asks for 2 gig, so this is good. And this has the Windows 7 64-bit operating system on it, and the processor is an AMD 2.8 gigahertz, and I believe that they set a minimum of 1.6, so we're fine on that. And the health of this computer seems fine. It seems very responsive, so I don't think there's any viruses or anything like that. So I think this machine will be just fine. So the other question is, on this headset, should I use the USB adapter, or should I plug directly into the audio card ports? And I think that the design of this computer has kind of answered that question for me. If I look on the front of this computer, you can see that there's a headphone jack, and then there's 2 USB jacks, and then of course there's, you know, a memory card reader here. And then on the back, there are no headphones. So there's the green one, which is the speaker out, and the red one, which is the microphone. So it would be really inconvenient to run one wire to the front and one to the back. So I am going to use the USB adapter and see how that works. That way I don't have to split up this wire. So let's go ahead and plug that in now and see what happens. Well, it knows I plugged something into it. Okay, so it says my device is ready to use. That part's done. Next, I'm going to put the software in. Okay, I just put the Natural Dragon speaking in, and it's asking me to install Net Framework 4.0 before I go any further. So I need to go ahead and take that Microsoft product now before the installation will complete. So I'll be back once the Net Framework 4.0 is installed. Okay, I am just moving along on this Dragon installation, and I got a message up here that says that my RAM is relatively low for my operating system. And I thought I read on the box that it said 2 gig. However, I looked at it again, and for the Windows 7 64-bit version, they're asking for 4 gig. So I have 3 in this machine. And this does say that I can go ahead and use it, but the performance not be as well as expected. So I will have to bring that up to the customer that they might want to install more RAM if there is problems in the future. So we'll just go ahead and with the installation and keep that in the back of our minds about making sure that this machine has at least 4 gigs of memory. So I'll go ahead and click next. And I'm going to click next for this. I'm going to accept the agreement. I'm going to have to put in my serial number, so I will be back. Okay, so I put in my serial number and my username, and I'm just now waiting for the program to install. It looks like it's going pretty fast. So if something new happens, I will be back. Okay, well, it looks like the installation is finished. So I'm going to go ahead and hit this finish button. Okay, the installation's done. It's asking me to register. So I'm just going to click out of that, and I'll have it remind me in 7 days. That way the customer can go ahead and take care of that. Okay, I just got through reading this little Get Started help guide, and it goes on to talk about what to do once the program is started. And it says it's trying to help me out with upgrading from 10 or 11, and this customer doesn't have any older versions, and it really doesn't tell you what to do to get started. So I just went through the startup menu, and I'll show you. Here is all the Dragon stuff. And there's about, and then there's, I'm assuming this is the main startup, Dragon Naturally Speaking 12.0. And then there's the log, and then there's the setup log, and then there's these tools. Now, I'm assuming I probably have to start with the tools because I'm aware that I have to train this thing. I might have to just watch this video or just, you know, wing it from here. I did open up this second one that says Dragon Naturally Speaking 12.0, and it opened up this thing for activation, and it's asking me to go ahead and activate it. I'm going to go ahead and activate it and see if I can wing myself through this. Otherwise I might have to put that DVD in and actually watch it. So far on the installation, I'm not real impressed, and they're not really helping me that much get through this. Okay, it's asking me to create a user profile, so evidently I did register the software. Before I can begin using the Dragon, I must create a user profile that is unique to me. Now the problem with using this is I'm not the user, I'm just the computer guy. So, you know, there's going to be some setup required on my customers. They're going to have to do their own, basically, is what I'm trying to say. I think that this thing is custom for your dialect, how you speak and how you punctuate your words and that sort of thing. I'm going to go ahead and set up a user profile for myself, and then maybe I can better help her set up hers. So I'm going to go ahead and hit next. Even though my profile is not going to help her, perhaps just doing this once will give me a better understanding how to work it. So I'm going to go ahead and put my name in here. Now it's asking me my age and stuff, so you know, what's the difference? I'm just going to click through this though. Now it is asking me about accent, and there's Brazilian and Spanish, and you know, all these you can see in here. I'm just going to stick with the standard. Okay, now it's asking me to choose my speech device, and I am using that USB adapter, this one. So I am I'm going to choose the USB. Next. Okay, so create. So I'm not really able to set up her profile for her, so I don't know how much further I can really go on this. I mean, I can test it out and do a review for you guys, but she's gonna have to put some effort into this on her own. So it's showing me how to you know, position the microphone and that sort of thing, so I'm gonna go ahead and get it on. Okay, there it is. It has a fairly long cord, which is good. You can see how far away I am from the computer, and I still have some cord here. Looks like I have a twist in my cord. Alright, let's continue. Now that I have the correct position of the microphone and everything, hit next. And it's asking me to start a volume check. While you are reading this, the computer will adjust the microphone volume settings and then beep the signal that its process is complete. Speak into the microphone as if you were talking to a friend in person. It should only take 10 seconds to complete this step. If you do not hear a beep, start reading again from the beginning until you do. While you are reading this, the computer is adjusting the microphone volume. Okay, there it goes. I just heard a beep. So now I can hit next. Okay, it's asking me to click the start quality check button and read the following out loud. So let's go ahead with that. Start. For Dragon to recognize your voice accurately, it needs to check the quality of your audio system and your microphone. Speak into the microphone as clearly and as naturally as you did in the previous step. While reading this, Dragon is, okay, there, beep again. Now it's asking me to hit next. Okay, it says read text out loud to train Dragon. By reading out loud for about 4 minutes, you can train Dragon to adapt to your particular way of speaking. If you choose show text with prompting below, Dragon will display text and the following along with the prompt. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do this and I will be back. The next step of this, it has taken all my words that I spoke earlier and it made a user profile just for me, and it finally finished. It probably took about 5 minutes, and this is where it dropped me off. It's asking me now if I would like for it to go through all my sent emails and my documents and collect all my documents that are inside this machine so that the Dragon can work with it. And this is not my machine, so I'm not going to accept that. I'm just going to uncheck all these and hit next. Let's hit next. And it says that my profile is ready to use. And it's given me some more help ideas here and telling me about the help bar. If you notice up here, it's installed a bar on my machine at the top here. I don't know if that bar will stay up there all the time, but that's their idea of the help bar, and it probably turns on the Dragon as well. So the next step is a tutorial, and I'm going to spend a few minutes with that, and I will be back. Okay, so we've been playing with this software now for probably 10 or 15 minutes, and I'm not real good at it, but I can see the potential. I think that you're going to have to take some serious time out and learn the commands. I've got some of the commands down, simple ones like delete or, you know, that kind of thing. And I'll show you how it works here. Put the headphones on and I'll just say a couple things here. So take a look at the screen here. I've got my headphones on, and the toolbar has a little red thing here, and when you click on it, it's ready to go. So let's start that now. Hello. Next slide. My name is Steve, comma. I am the host of the Guru Brew daily web show. Period. Microphone off. Open Internet Explorer. YouTube.com. Press enter. Click YouTube. 2. Guru. Brew. Enter. Delete enter. Press enter. Mouse grid. 2. 7. Click. Yeah. Close window. So after playing with this thing for an hour or two, I have developed an opinion about it. I think that the product is really a good product for what it was intended. Dictation, I think, is where it shines. As far as giving web commands and controlling your computer with it, probably not so much. Maybe if you have a handicap where you can't use your hands or something like that, it might be great. If I was to write a book, maybe, sit around and tell stories, I could let this thing just type and it would probably be just fine. We looked it up online, and the version that I showed you, the premium number 12, is $299, and you know, I think that's a little bit high, but it all depends on what you want. So you've seen the product, you've seen me use it, you've got my opinion about it. I think you know, there's room for improvement, but with this product, it's in the eye of the beholder. So thanks for watching. See you next time. Hey guys, this is Steve. Thanks for watching. Hey, don't forget to subscribe if you like this video, and be sure to rate and comment. See ya.